share here.
We want to thank everyone coming to our Meet the Teacher night. We're very excited to have you here. I'm Mr. Gambino, principal of William Lee College Prep, and we'd like you to take some time tonight to get to know Miss Abdulkarim, our kindergarten teacher for our third trimester. We want to share with you some of the things we're excited about coming up this trimester in your scholars classroom, and just to get a chance to know Miss Abdulkarim a little bit better. We have a little bit of background for you. She went to Concordia University for her degree in Communications, Art, and Literature with a minor in English. Mine was actually a minor in Communications, so that's shared background. She was also part of Teach for America and the AmeriCorps Reading Corps from part of the Minnesota Literacy Council, and a public achievement coach. And so when she came to us here as well at William Lee, she was helping us with our other kindergarten classroom, Miss McMahon's class, and she did a fantastic job there for us while Miss McMahon was out. And so, we were very excited to see that she was available to help us in this classroom as well, because she's very familiar with the culture. She was with our Fortune Excursions program prior to subbing for us as well. So she's really gotten a chance to know, and she was the excursions teacher from here. So it really helped kind of set that foundation that other candidates just didn't have. They didn't have that familiarity of the culture of our scholars and knowing our scholars. So that really was a win for us. And she's a big team player. That was really important for me. I'm really trying to build a team here that can work together well, because especially in our kindergarten classrooms, there's 3 kindergarten teachers, and so for them to be able to work together really helps bring out the best results, the best lessons in learning for our scholars. I'll let Ms. Abdulkarim kind of explain a little bit about what's coming up now for this third trimester, and we'll have some questions, and we can go from there. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Gambino. I want to say thank you to the parents. I appreciate you being here. I know it's been quite a transition for the kids and you guys, but I just wanted to reassure you that I'm doing everything that I can in my power to make sure that your children are learning what they're supposed to be learning in terms of the Common Core curriculum. In this semester, or trimester, we're focusing a lot on switching over to the Common Core. That is focusing on blending our words. We're focusing on making sure that we're able to integrate play into everything that we're doing. So the kids are able to see something and know exactly what that means, right? So blending their words is one of the things that we're working on. We did a lot of calendars in terms of they're able to recognize the days of the week. They're able to recognize the years of the month and different things. So I'm going to pass this around, and it's able to let you know what we're doing in each. So we're doing math and ELA. So in math right now we're doing what, scholars? What are we doing in math? Subtraction, right?
Yeah.
Yep, we're doing takeaway. So they're learning subtraction.
That's supposed to be minus.
Yep, minus. So we're doing subtraction. We just reviewed addition, and so they're taking their assessment on addition. And then for ELA, we're doing a lot of blending, and the words that they've been focusing on are sounds, basically J and B are the 2 ones that they're focusing on right now. They're also doing spelling words. So the words that you see here are this week's spelling words that we've been focusing on. And they've also been doing their sight words as well. For me, it's really important when I'm teaching the kids that I'm finding things that they connect with, right? So that it's not just completely academics, but it's something that they're going to take away beyond this classroom, right? It's behavior, it's how they're carrying themselves, their personalities, right? Making sure that shines through, and making sure that they find confidence in themselves and find their strengths and weaknesses, and make sure that they're working on their weaknesses and are really proud of their strengths. Okay. In ELA or in social studies and science, we're looking at the life cycle of plants. So one of the things that I'm planning to do is I'm actually trying to have a caterpillar in here and seeing the cycle of a caterpillar and turning into a butterfly. So the kids are going to have more hands-on stuff. And for me, like I said, it's really important that I'm integrating play into everything, because it's very essential that their development is that they're able to touch things, that they're able to make connections visually, versus just standing up here and just telling them this, and that. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to pass this around. It shows you what we do from day in and day out, what we're focusing on this week. Okay. you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I know still it's a transition, and I want to be able to get to know you and for you to get to know me. I'm here for anything that you have in terms of concerns or questions. I'm here if you need feedback on your child, where your child is every single day. I do my best to talk to parents every single day and not letting them know just how to build a dojo, but letting them know, you know what, he was having a hard time today on this, and that. So that you're having a clear, basically a clear observation or a view into what's going on in your child's day. So even if from the playground into the classroom, okay? So I don't have kids of my own, but I love children, and that's why I'm in here. And one of the things I'm really passionate about is education, especially at this level, because it's very important. And it's very important not only on my part, but for you to be involved as much as you can possibly be. And the communication that we have and how strong that is gonna help with their success. And that's what I'm here for. And my job is to make sure that they're successful and they're prepared as much as they possibly can be. Okay? So if you have any questions, feel free. My email is up here. Okay?
Did anyone have any questions while we're here?
I know I spoke really quick.
Could I have a copy of this for the following month as well as like so that we can know exactly what she's learning and what I can help with that?
Yeah, that's what I'm giving you a look is usually a lot of parents won't be able to see that. That's actually our lesson plan. So that's what I use to teach. I can give you a copy if you want, but a lot of it, what you're looking at is what you're also seeing in your homework packets. So it's a reflection of that. So each week you're seeing that goes, the curriculum is based on your homework packets and what they're learning in the class. So that's basically showing you what I'm teaching in the classroom. So if you want copies, I can make copies for you. So. Any other questions?
We're
That's
working
a
on
really
that.
good question.
That's on me. We have the email
Does
set
she
up.
have a cell phone?
She will have a cell phone, so we just have to finish up this process of reassigning it, and then she will have a cell phone number just like all of our. And we'll have that, my goal is to have that by next week, So, we'll get that out to you. As soon as we have her number and everything assigned, we'll make sure you have that as well. Yeah, no worries. That one's on me. I promise we'll get her a phone.
So I appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot. So if you can write down this email, as of now until we do get the phone, this is the way you can directly contact me. You can also talk to me, at drop-off time and also dismissal. I'm available at any time that you need to talk. I'm here. So just let me know. Any other questions? Feel free. I know there's a lot of things that you guys are curious about.
They were doing spelling tests before. This is something new that we're just now going over. I need to know, how are you doing the spelling test? Are you telling them, are you like saying the word and then they have to like write down real fast? Like, what is your style of
No, so we have different things. I'm actually going to pass up a couple of things that we do.
Okay.
So they have whiteboards. Okay? We do something called rainbow write. So I write the word on the board, and then they write it on their whiteboard. Okay? Another way that we do several different ways. Another way that we do is I'll spell the word and write the word up, and then I'll say the word and I'll touch each letter. Okay? And then they'll write it on their whiteboard again, and they'll say each letter by themselves and spell out the word by themselves. And then they also get these worksheets that I'll pass them out, that you can trace the words, and then you circle the word, and then you color the word, and then you build the word. Okay? So this establishes, so there's different ways. And you can do this at home with them too, with the spelling words. And then it uses the word in a sentence. And so when I'm up here sometimes, the kids, I'll grab some more. The kids come up with their own sentences using those words that we're talking about every week. Okay, so they're doing several things.
Okay, she actually wanted to know, how are you testing it?
How am I testing
That
them?
way you can.
So I'm testing them on whiteboards. So I'm up here and I'm asking them, I say the word and then they write the word
On the whiteboard.
on the whiteboard.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, and then you're
That's
gonna go
how
by and check each person.
I go around to check each person. So every week I kind of do it differently. Sometimes I do it where I do it individually, so I test both ways. So when we have center time, I do it individually. And then in the morning, we do it as a, like, you're sitting by a person and you're writing it down on your whiteboard. But individually, they're writing it on paper and a pencil, and that's the one I'm grading this. They can all start in the morning. By the end of the day, the morning reinforces everything. So at the end of the day, individually, I sit down with the student after when we're doing our math centers, and they test that way.
Okay.
So
Because I've noticed that, I don't know about with the other students, but he can read the word, but when I say it audio, when I'm telling him something, then it doesn't translate it all for him. But if I, like, say if I cut up all the letters and I mix them all together, and he can actually visually see them, then he can pick out the right letters. So that's why I'm like, this is new to him, and I know he's gonna.
And that's one of the reasons, like as Mrs. Abdulkarim was saying, like you'll notice the variety of ways she's exposed into the spelling. Instead of just having it be, look at it, see it, spell it.
Right.
She's giving them ways to actually engage with it, to write it multiple ways with colors, to engage them visually, auditory. Because that's important, and that's something we're seeing. And part of our grade level collaboration time each week, the teachers are sharing ideas like that, or sharing feedback that they see from the students. Like, well, I have a student who's really having trouble learning it this way. And then they have each other to help figure out, okay, well, have you tried this? Have you tried that? And that way they can differentiate for our students as well. And that's something that, that's one of the biggest benefits of our collaborative plan time we have each week. But yeah, if you're noticing something too, I mean, that feedback helps us too, so that we can address that as well.
right, and that helps me too, recognizing that that's where he needs to work on. So when they're working on centers, that's something that I can work with him individually, and also incorporate a little bit more. Because there are some kids, like the same thing that he's having trouble with, they're having trouble with it. It's a matter of consistency. Just keeping it consistent. And this is very new to them. The spelling test is very new. It's part of Common Core.
Okay.
So I'm grading for more of the understanding rather than like each, you know what I mean, like each word. So like this, they know how to put the words together. You know, they know how the sounds in each letter. So.
Then are you also doing they were doing like the zoophonics something where she was having, like each sound was like a ollie octopus or whatever. Are you doing that? Are you continuing along with that, or that's out?
Like these, that was
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That was something that she had on her own that was not aligned to our curriculum. And it wasn't one of the resources we were finding as useful with some of the other grade level teams. So it was kind of open to each teacher, like what you found most useful. That was something she found most useful. But we're identifying other resources as well with our other team members to find things that help them connect actions with the sounds, and then and that way they can better understand.
And that turn of action, you don't think is going to be kind of.
It may be, the problem is we don't have
that data yet.
We don't have that, we don't have the data yet, and we also don't have that resource. We don't have, it's not something we have in our library of resources that we can use with our scholars. We have pre-purchased curriculum, and then we use outside resources and get them. That's not one that we have access to.
So I guess that was Ms. Cabrera's personal.
That was her personal resource that she had.
But there isn't, anything to say about like the fact that, we do have other things that are in place to cover those aspects.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that we are covering the same thing. She just did a little spin of her own personal spin too.
Okay.
So, and I try to do that with a lot of the things that we're doing. So she was covering the curriculum, but she had her own twist. That's why we don't have that resource. So with me right now, as I'm going along, there are certain things that I'm establishing that I'm noticing that are working for the kids to make for it to be our own resource for our classroom. So and every teacher, it's like their own discretions are different, but as long as it's fitting with the Common Core, and the Common Core has changed a lot right now. So there's certain ways that we're supposed to teach, and so it doesn't give us a lot of leeway to kind of do other things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, have you incorporated anything that you're like she had that she's like, do you have any little things that you're
I know she didn't do the rainbow right, like we're doing doing right now, those are very different when I say displays. So, for example, centers. A lot of the centers that I have, I can show you, are very much things that are touching. So there's a lot of centers that I kind of established on my own. Things that I made. Like this is one of the centers that we're doing for addition. And so we're reviewing addition. So we have, it's called domino addition. And so they have dominoes, and they're like visually counting, and they're color coded. They're using that, and they're using their markers, and they love these. So like this is something that I did on my own. So
That was a homework packet, huh? Something like that. Yeah.
something similar to this one. Yeah. Yeah. And then we have the ladybugs for subtraction. So I give them, for example, ladybug. We had goldfish. Okay, and so we put the goldfish, and so that's what they would eat, but they would put them in two groups for their goldfish, and so they did different things, and we even did a goldfish. We had goldfish for snack, so we also did the fish bowl, and they would put their goldfish in the fish bowl, and they would use that for subtraction, and they had to draw their goldfish after they were done eating it and coloring it, and then do the sentence, the math sentence on there. So that's something that I've also established too. So there's several different things, and I'm doing more research, and as the time goes on, you'll see more personalized. Because it's only been 2 weeks that I've been in here, so I'm getting as personalized as I possibly can. If you're looking at the room too, I'm changing a lot of different things. That's going to be a word wall, so that's going to have all the words that we're doing. The kids are also going to help me decorate. We're doing plants back there, so it's going to be the life cycle of plants back there. So there's going to be a lot of different things you're going to see coming up. So you just have to be a little patient. It's been 2 weeks, so we're getting into, back in gear.
And that's part of our pillar number 3, more time. It's
Yeah.
for our students and for us sometimes too. So, but I can promise you, with that more time, we're very focused on making sure that we provide a rich experience for our scholars. And I encourage everyone to kind of use their own personal creativity in the same way. We have those set resources that we have, but we don't want to limit ourselves to those. So when teachers do find other things to use, run with it. Let's see how it works. Does it help them? And then we have that dialogue. So part of their weekly reflections with data is, okay, is this working? It's great to try new things, but we still want to make sure we're seeing that it has a positive impact on our scholars.
My question is, how do you see them? I know that you kind of came in after the intersession break. How do you see the students still progressing in that vein of continued growth, or have you seen a dip, or is that being measured, or just curious about? When I look at it, and I'll give you a specific. When we're helping Kaylee with their homework, we're kind of like, well, she's kind of covered this, and so we know Kaylee was really trying to move forward. And I'm not saying but that's the only child I have in your class, so that's what I'm using. That she was moving forward, and we were kind of concerned a little bit as to are we still keeping that trajectory of learning moving, or have we kind of dipped and then we get back on track?
So part of our assessment would be as they're moving through different concepts, if we see any kind of dip, we do circle back to that reteaching and retesting for our scholars. So they have formative assessments roughly every 2 weeks for language arts, and then math is a more variable based to help make the chapter. But as we see, how they're doing, that's when we identify our groups, because with our new system, it's a lot easier to pull out, okay, who got what percentage, and then we can easily see, okay, this is my reteaching group for the next one. And so that they can make sure when they're doing centers, they can get for that more time to really make sure they're shooting concepts.
So have you seen it?
So far, I haven't seen a dip. I've seen consistency. There's a couple of students that I've seen. It's not a dip. They're at the same place that they were before. So I'm trying to change that so they're actually increasing. I'll have more of a clear cut answer for you on that, because it's their first assessment for the bi-weekly. So that will tell me. But as far as what we're doing in class and what I'm seeing with the kids, it's more of an increase. They're going on the same path and they're doing that. So it's definitely not going to affect me. I'm doing my best to kind of so
And I understand that. I've been through some changes before, and sometimes you see, sometimes, the kids with the changes in teachers, there's kind of like a boom, and then the teacher coming in has to work like 3 times as hard to get the kids back up to where they should be. So that's why I'm curious.
No, that's a really good question to have because I was in this McMahon class for 6 weeks. So she was on a leave for a little bit. That was 6 weeks. When I came in, there were students that were really behind. And in that 6 weeks, those students we had a student from 30% to 80% when I worked with them. That jumped that much. I had a student who was in their 70s, and by the time they had intercession, she made honor roll. She only did 1 week of intercession, she made honor roll. So I do everything in my power to make sure that they're not only learning like at the rate that like you think that they should learn at or what they're capable of, but even further on. I try to push my students as much as I possibly can because they can achieve a lot more than they even believe themselves or that you might even see yourself. So it's one of my goals to make sure that every student has that level of increase in terms of their learning and they're excelling in everything that they're doing. Yeah.
Okay, so on the current homework that they just have for this week, right? Is due on Friday, that's fine.
Yeah.
But so like one of the things that I'm seeing is you put like a J, I think he's on J. And then you wanted him to be able to come up with like 4 words that started with J. Why? I mean, I couldn't even explain to him, like, he wasn't getting it. He wasn't getting it as far as, like, what are you talking about? Do I give him, like, a whole variety of different things and see if he can pick which one
So there's different
imagination, like
there's different ways. So in here we have like cards like this. So we'll have pictures of something, and so they'll say, okay, so what letter does this start with?
Right.
And it'll be a picture with no words or anything, and they'll make the distinction of what the word is. They'll say the word, and they'll tell you what the beginning sound is. So focusing on if you tell them, give me sometimes a lot of kids, when you ask them, give me a word that starts with a J, it's hard for them because that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot for them.
So
you have to narrow it down. You have to narrow it down.
Okay.
Show them pictures. And so, for example, maybe have like matchup of like flashcards of pictures.
Okay.
And to have them turn it over and match up the ones that start with J, and then look at the picture and tell me which words start with J.
Okay.
And they get it just like
Because
that.
you said on there, don't help them with like how it's the sentences or something. So I was like, well, does she mean that I can't? I was confused.
It's hard. It's a balance.
It's hard,
Because what we try to do is scaffold them, and meet every student at their level first to see what kind of supports they need, and then scaffold to the point where now I'm not needed as much.
Right.
And so, every scholar will be a little bit different in what they need. And so, but we know they're going to be asked to do certain things very independently on their formative and then summative assessments. And so we're trying to get to that point where they're better at doing that independently. And so when you have a question like that, feel free to ask, what can I do at home to help him better do this? And that's exactly what we want, is to share that what we're doing. And
I just didn't want to overstep my bounds on his homework. Like I know.
Oh, and that's not overstep.
And once we have the phone, what we encourage is call for help.
Right.
My scholars call me, I need help number 7. All right, let's look. And then I can help walk them through and remind them, I'll give them guiding hands of, well, what did we do in class when we saw this? And then walking them through it. And so that's something that we're going to get, back in place as soon as we have the phone. Email if you have a question, in person, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
And that's never an overstep. When you're asking how to help with homework, we love that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I didn't want to overstep with I didn't want to give him more than what I was supposed to give him.
I see, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to get an honest, I want you to know what he's doing right now. What are you doing? Like, so thank you, I get it.
And so just feel free to talk to me, like if you feel like there's a certain part he's struggling on, I can give you resources that you can work at home with him, like Mr. Rubino was saying, to help him on those aspects that he's struggling with.
Right.
So just that communication is always open, just so you know.
Okay.
I have a question.
I know that, hold on. I know.
I saw on the homework you have to if there's a description for the reading log, but I didn't see the actual reading log. I don't know if it got lost in between houses, but
Okay. The reading logs are on there, so I can give you another packet or the aspect of it.
but I didn't see reading log.
Okay. There should be
We'll get you an extra one.
a reading log in there.
Yours is never been- You got one? She's special.
Yeah, they should have reading logs in there. Because there's a book report and then the reading log should be right after it.
Or you know, maybe I have two kids, so maybe I'm looking at.
So we'll make sure
Yeah,
that
this one
gets
doesn't
copied
have
next
it.
time. Sorry.
But, yeah, but this one, this week focused on just the book report. So you should be doing only one book for the book report. So that's why.
Okay. So with the book report, it's okay for us to write for them, right? Does it seem like a lot of writing?
Which one, sorry?
The book report. The
For
parents
the
can help
book
with the
report,
writing.
yeah, you can help with the writing. As long as they're answering the questions and you're, by themselves, you're working with them, you can write those on there. Yep. As long as you're understanding the concept of like studying characters and important events in the story.
And we would do something similar in first grade too. That's a good.
No, I like that, because with her, it's more of a challenge. And I like that she's being challenged, and I hope that she's being challenged, because you'll find that she's talking a lot, and she's stagnating. Like, it has to catch her attention. And what are some of the things that you do to challenge them? Like, when you see that they, conquered one subject, and you guys are working on something, or anything that you do to challenge them, or?
So I offer a lot of incentives in class. So I have treasure box, we have stamps, we have stickers. So there's a lot of different things that I'm doing. So this week we started doing this, which is like, they work their way up. So model citizen is purple. So based on their behavior, so they get up and it actually move their clip up.
No, I'm talking about challenge them as in their work.
Academics?
Yeah.
Can you say that question again for me? Like you're saying?
I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think you're meaning, so, when a student is excelling,
Yeah,
say for example in spelling, they're consistently getting 10 out of 10.
yeah.
What's something we're doing to challenge them so that it's not just too easy?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
That's correct.
And that's where the centers are a big piece in that, where then they have a chance to help others, which is a learning experience in itself. Being able to help another student understand something,
Yeah.
you're teaching yourself something as you go, so you're
Right.
reinforcing it for yourself. And I'm also really excited, we've got our creative computers, we have a few more pieces to get in place for them to be working fully, but the software on there is adaptive. And so it'll adapt itself to the scholars. So some of our programs that way, if they're doing really well, I think it's an extra question with a little bit harder.
And then I'm going to train 3 students on this, the students that are excelling, and they're going to help the other students that are struggling in terms of like how to use it. So that's one thing, and like Mr. Gambino was saying, throughout the class, actually, when we're doing assignments and stuff, I have leaders at each table. So if I see a student excelling, they help out at their table.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad because they already knew you, so they were kind of already, it's just getting used to the fact that you are a teacher
You're
now.
a teacher, yeah, that transition, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Any other questions? Any other questions?
If you think of any, don't be afraid to ask.
I have one more question. I was gonna ask before, but also let me for her notes. When you said, Mr. Gambino had mentioned, when they call for homework help, should we have them come to you, or would it be better for them if we kind of said, oh, Mr. Abdulkarim, what do we do on this, how do we help them? Or which one would you prefer that would help them benefit so that we keep continuity with class teaching?
So one of the things I would like you to explain to us what they're struggling with,
Okay.
and then you can hand them out and I can walk them through that.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you guys really, very much for coming out. We really appreciate it, and keep feedback coming. We want it to be an open dialogue, and it's, it's an evolving process, and you are a key part of that. So thank you very much. And enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you guys.
I just want to say thank you, Ms. Abdulkarim, for doing this. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry to come in the center and appreciate your effort.